My parents said I could join the family vacation if I paid for it myself. I politely declined. But then I got a notification. My card had already been charged. Flights, hotel stays, spa treatments, all booked under my name. I opened my banking app, hit dispute on every charge and froze the card. A little while later, my brother messaged from the airport. "They're not letting us board." "What happened?" I replied. "You told me I was paying my own way." So I did. The next morning, things escalated. Growing up, my parents always preached about the strength of family, saying things like family sticks together, or we always support one another. But over time, I learned that their version of support meant leaning on me financially. Once I landed a stable job after college, they saw me as the go-to solution for every expense. I didn't mind helping sometimes, picking up dinner, sending birthday gifts, even covering emergency bills here and there. But their expectations kept growing. And if I ever hesitated, I'd get told I was selfish. That family takes care of each other. So when they started planning this big tropical vacation, I wasn't surprised when my mom asked if I was coming. I was honest. I couldn't afford it. "Not right now." Her tone turned instantly cold. "Well, if you want to come, you'll have to pay your own way. We're not covering you." I said I understood, and that I'd skip it. Silence. I figured that was the end of it. Then the charges started appearing. First airline tickets. Then a resort booking. Spa treatments. Excursions. All charged to a card I had once used to book a hotel for them years ago. Saved on a shared account I forgot even existed. They'd used it without asking. No warning. No heads up. Just helped themselves. I sat there staring at the list of transactions. Then I calmly began disputing each one. After that, I froze the card completely. An hour later, my phone buzzed with a text from my brother at the airport. They were being denied boarding. Chaos must have broken loose right there in the terminal. But I didn't hide. I didn't turn off my phone. I just watched the group texts roll in like angry waves. Messages from Mom accusing me of destroying the trip. Dad saying I was heartless. My brother threatening to come over and make me fix it. Over 20 missed calls in under an hour. All of them furious. Not because I shut the card down, but because I refused to play along. They'd never thought I'd say no. I was always the one who picked up the tab, stayed quiet, did what was expected. This time I didn't. And then it got worse. The next morning, while I was making coffee, I heard the front door open. That unmistakable sound of a key turning in the lock. I froze. Months ago, during a plumbing issue, I'd given my dad a spare key. I never asked for it back. And now they were using it to force their way into my house. The door slammed. Loud footsteps, angry voices. My father marched into the kitchen, flushed with rage. My brother followed him in like backup. "Call the bank and fix this," my dad shouted, pounding his hand on the counter. "Undo the mess you caused." I didn't panic. I picked up my phone, already recording video, and held the screen toward them. "You need to leave," I said. "You're in my home without permission. That's criminal trespass." My dad snapped. "You gave me the key, and I revoked that the moment you committed credit card fraud in my name," I said, steady and cold. That's when they noticed the recording. My brother stiffened. "Are you filming this?" "Yes," I said. "To protect myself. And I'm texting my lawyer now. The footage is going to the police." My brother sneered. "You're going to ruin your own family over a vacation?" "No," I said. "You did that the moment you decided I was nothing more than your personal wallet." They stood there, still and silent, for a few seconds. Then, without another word, they turned and left. My father paused before the door and said, "You'll regret this." I locked the door behind them. Then I changed the locks that same day. They thought I'd cave. They thought I was bluffing. But people who feel entitled never expect consequences. They think that because it's family, the rules don't apply. But that day, I stopped playing by theirs. I was done being the compliant son. That chapter of my life had closed, and now, I was standing my ground. Just hours after the break-in, my lawyer had everything in place: video footage, timestamps, and records of the unauthorized charges. We filed 2 formal complaints, one for credit card fraud, and another for unlawful entry. As my lawyer explained, previous consent to enter doesn't cover future intrusion, especially when it's accompanied by threats and manipulation. Later that same week, a police officer showed up at their house. There were no arrests, but a formal warning was issued. A clear signal that I wasn't going to back down. That's when things started to spiral for them. The first blow came quickly. My bank sided with me. The fraud claim was approved, and every business involved, the airline, hotel, spa, processed refunds straight into my account. But someone had to pay the price. My father's credit took a massive hit. The businesses didn't absorb the loss. They reported the activity, flagging it across various financial systems. Within a week, my father got a letter from his own bank. His credit cards were frozen while they investigated. After that, they couldn't even book a weekend hotel trip without running into issues. The second blow came from the professional fallout. My brother, always loud online, had posted a rant on Facebook complaining about ungrateful children and how modern families lack respect. Someone from his company saw it, and soon after, someone else found the police report, now public record. HR called him in for a meeting. Turns out, companies don't take kindly to employees who appear in police reports for financial misconduct and intimidation. He didn't get fired, but he was demoted. Lost his team, his bonuses, his standing. And he knew who had put him in that position. But he couldn't retaliate. I was no longer playing defense. What they didn't expect was the quiet observer behind it all. My grandmother, my father's own mother. She had always treated me with kindness. And when she called, her first words were filled with concern. "Are you all right, sweetheart?" "I'm getting there," I said. She paused before saying gently, "I've updated my will. Your father and brother are no longer included. Everything now goes to you, the house, the land, the investments." I was speechless. She added, "You're the only one who ever stood tall. You have the backbone they never did." By the end of the month, everything had shifted. My parents, once proud of their pristine social image and exclusive circle, were suddenly the subject of quiet gossip. I hadn't exposed anything, but word travels. People notice things. No vacation photos. No lavish spending. My dad stopped using his elite credit cards. My brother's name quietly disappeared from the company website. I hadn't made a public move. All I did was protect myself. They had ruined their image by assuming I'd keep quiet. Then came the final attempt. They showed up at my door, this time without breaking in. They knocked. I opened the door and waited. My mother stepped forward, hands clasped. "We've been thinking. Maybe it's time we move on from all this. We're family." My father chimed in. "We raised you. You owe us some respect." There it was again, owe us. Even after everything, they still saw me as something they were entitled to. I looked them both in the eyes. "You're right," I said. "I do owe you something." For a brief moment, their faces relaxed. I continued. "I owe you for the years of silence. For the money I gave without protest. For the respect I showed even when I was belittled behind my back. And now it's paid. In full." My mother's eyes filled with tears. My father clenched his jaw. I stepped back, shut the door, locked it from the inside, and erased their numbers from my phone for good. That year, I finally took a vacation. Alone. No drama. No guilt. No obligation. Just peace. Sitting on a balcony, watching the waves, I had a realization. Family isn't always who raises you. Sometimes, it's the ones who don't drain you. And the most powerful revenge? A boundary they can never cross again.